Hello there! If you have a Scrum Master interview coming up shortly, then this is the video for you. This is the 5th chapter in the Scrum Master interview question video series. In this video, we will cover the top 8 questions related to Scrum applications. Subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you would be notified when new videos in this series are released. Let's get started. We already have 4 chapters in this video series. If you have not gone through them yet, you can use the links in the description box to check them out. Okay, let's get started with chapter 5, Scrum applications. Question number 33. How do Scrum artifacts contribute to the success of the project? In the case study example, Scrum artifacts are used to contribute to the success of the project. Here is how each artifact contributes. Product backlog. The product backlog helps to keep the team aligned and focused on the project goals. It helps the team to prioritize the features and functionality to be developed and ensures that the most important features are developed first. In the case study example, the product backlog might include the browse, ordering, and payment features with the highest priority given to the browse feature in sprint. Sprint backlog. The sprint backlog is a list of items selected from the product backlog to be completed during the current sprint. It provides a detailed plan of the work to be done in the sprint and helps to ensure that the team stays on track and meets its commitments. In the case study example, the sprint backlog for sprint 1 would include the browse feature with specific tasks and subtasks identified to complete the work. Increment. The increment is the sum of all the completed product backlog items at the end of the sprint. It is a tangible representation of progress and helps the team to measure their success and make any necessary adjustments. In the case study example, the increment at the end of sprint 1 would be completed browse feature, which the team could demonstrate to stakeholders and use to inform their planning for the next sprint. Overall, these Scrum artifacts help to keep the team focused, aligned, and on track while providing a tangible measure of progress and success. Question number 34. How can Scrum be applied to a distributed team? In a distributed Scrum team, the team members work remotely and may be located in different time zones, which can create communication and coordination challenges. To apply Scrum in a distributed team, the following practices can be used. Use online tools for communication and collaboration such as video conferencing, chat applications, and project management tools. Schedule regular meetings and ceremonies at a time that works for all team members such as sprint planning, daily stand-ups, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. Define clear roles and responsibilities for each team member, including the product owner, Scrum Master, and development team members. Use user stories and other Scrum artifacts to ensure that everyone has a shared understanding of the project goals and requirements. For example, in the case study, the Scrum team could use online tools like Zoom or Microsoft Teams for video conferencing and chat applications for communication. Question number 35. How can Scrum be used to manage a project with a long timeline? Scrum can be used to manage a project with a long timeline by breaking the project down into smaller, more manageable increments which can be completed within a shorter time frame. This approach ensures that the team can focus on delivering valuable software and receiving feedback early on in the project. In the case study, the Scrum framework was applied to the development of a food ordering app which had been ongoing for few months without any working software being delivered. The Scrum team focused on delivering working software incrementally, and this allowed the company to start using the app and receiving feedback from customers early on. The team used daily video conferences and collaboration tools to ensure that everyone was on the same page and that work was progressing as planned. The Scrum team was able to handle changing requirements and keep stakeholders informed about the progress of the project. This helped the stakeholders to make informed decisions about the project. Thanks to Scrum, the company was able to launch the food ordering app successfully and it received positive feedback from customers. The distributed team was able to deliver working software after a few months of failure using a traditional project management approach. Question number 36. How can Scrum be used to manage a project with a large scope? Scrum can be used to manage a project with a large scope by breaking down the project into smaller, more manageable pieces of work. This can be done by creating a product backlog that includes all features and functionalities that the product needs to have. The backlog can be prioritized based on business values and efforts required. The team can then work on the highest priority items first and deliver them incrementally in sprints. The team can also collaborate with stakeholders to make sure that the project remains aligned with the overall goals and vision. By delivering working software incrementally, the team can also receive feedback from stakeholders and make adjustments as needed, ensuring that the project is meeting their needs. This iterative and incremental approach helps manage the complexity of a large project and ensures that it remains on track and aligned with the business goals. In the case study, the IT company was developing a new food ordering app which likely had a large scope given the complexity of such an application. To manage this large scope, the team utilized the Scrum framework and focused on delivering working software incrementally. For example, the team delivered the browse feature of the menu in Sprint 1, followed by ordering feature in Sprint 2 and payment integration in Sprint 3 as mentioned earlier. This allowed the team to break down the large scope of the project into smaller, more manageable chunks that could be completed in a shorter amount of time. By delivering working software incrementally, the team was able to receive feedback from stakeholders early on, which had to inform the direction of the project and make necessary adjustments. This approach allowed the team to effectively manage the large scope of the project and ultimately deliver a successful product. Question number 37. How can Scrum be used to manage a project with a high level of uncertainty? The large IT company in New York faced uncertainty about the food ordering app project due to lack of progress made in the previous few months using a traditional project management approach. The Scrum framework was implemented to manage the project with a high level of uncertainty, and the following steps were taken. Emphasis on collaboration. The Scrum team, consisting of members located in different geographic locations, established clear communication channels and practices using online conference tools to ensure everyone was on the same page and maintain transparency. Incremental delivery. The team focused on delivering working software incrementally, allowing the company to start using the app and receiving feedback from customers early on. This helped the team make necessary adjustments and improvements to the app as the project progressed, reducing uncertainty about the success of the app. Flexibility and adaptability. The Scrum framework allows for flexibility and adaptability to changing requirements and feedback, which help the team manage the high level of uncertainty in the project. They were able to make changes to the app quickly and efficiently based on feedback from customers and stakeholders. Continuous improvement. The team continually evaluated and improved their processes throughout the project, enabling them to manage uncertainty and increase efficiency. By using Scrum to manage the project with a high level of uncertainty, the team was able to successfully launch the food ordering app after a few notable months of failure using a traditional project management approach. Question number 38. How did the team use Scrum to ensure that the final product met the needs of the company and the customers? The Scrum team in the given case study used several techniques to ensure that the final product met the needs of the company and the customers. Regular customer feedback. The team delivered working software incrementally, which allowed the company to start using the app and receiving feedback from customers early on. This feedback was used to make necessary adjustments and improvements to the app as the project progressed. Continuous collaboration with stakeholders. The team maintained constant communication with stakeholders to keep them informed about the progress of the project and to ensure that the final product would meet their needs. Prioritization of features. The team used the product backlog to prioritize the features that were most important to the company and customers, and they worked on these features first to ensure that they were delivered on time. User stories. The team wrote user stories from the perspective of the user and included a description of the feature, the user who needs the feature, and the benefit the feature provides. These user stories were used to define the product backlog and provide a basis for estimating work. By using these techniques, the Scrum team was able to ensure that the final product met the needs of the company and the customers. Question number 39. How did the team use Scrum to measure the success of the food ordering app? The team in the case study used various Scrum artifacts to measure the success of the food ordering app, such as product backlog. The team created and continuously updated the product backlog, which served as a list of features and requirements for the app. They prioritized the items in the backlog based on the value they would provide to the company and customers. Sprint review. The team conducted a sprint review at the end of each sprint to demonstrate the working software to the stakeholders, including the product owner and the customers. This helped to gather feedback and ensure that the app was meeting the needs of the stakeholders. Sprint retrospective. The team held a sprint retrospective at the end of each sprint to reflect on the team's performance and identify areas for improvement. This helped the team to continually enhance the app's quality and make necessary changes to increase customer satisfaction. Burndown chart. The team used a burndown chart to track the progress of the project and measure how much work was remaining. This helped to ensure that the team was on track to meet their sprint goals and deliver the product on time. Overall, the team's use of Scrum helped to ensure that the food ordering app was successful and met the needs of the company and customers by enabling continuous feedback, prioritization, and reflection on progress and results. Question number 40. What are the tools used for application of Scrums? There are several tools that can be used for the application of Scrum, including Scrum boards. These are physical or digital boards that are used to visualize the progress of the work and to track tasks, user stories, and other important information. Burndown charts. These are graphs that show the progress of work and the rate at which work is being completed over time. They can help the team to identify trends and to make adjustments as necessary. Product backlogs. These are lists of features or requirements that are prioritized based on their value to the customers or business. They provide a basis for planning and for estimating the work required to complete a project. Sprint reviews. These are meetings held at the end of each sprint to review the work that was completed and to gather feedback from stakeholders. Retrospectives. These are meetings held at the end of each sprint to reflect on the team's performance and to identify opportunities for improvement. Collaboration tools. These can include messaging apps, video conferencing software, and project management software that enable remote team members to communicate and collaborate effectively.